Hey everyone, welcome to Kelly's Cooking on the Cheap. Tonight I am going to show you what I'm making for our dinner this evening, and it's going to be General Tso's chicken and stir fry rice, which I'm using the rice roni. And then instead of using bite-sized popcorn chicken from the store, I pulled out some of the frozen chicken I had bought a week or two ago. I put some in a bag yesterday to de-thaw, and I'm going to cut them up in bite size and cook them up. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and put the burner for the chicken on low so it could start heating, and then I'll bump it up once we get to it. But first I am going to start cooking the rice. Since it's got to cook for 15 minutes, that should give us time to get the majority of the chicken cooked. So let me get that going and get the butter ready. I've got the water ready to go. So let me bring you a little closer, huh? Let's get up and close and personal, huh? So here we go with the rice dish. I hope everybody's having a good weekend, and if everybody's getting ready for Thanksgiving. Last week I did get pretty much what I needed to cook for what I'm making for Thanksgiving, which is sweet potato casserole and a pumpkin cheesecake. I think it's the keto version. I had stocked up what I needed to at Sam's with the cream cheese and heavy cream and butter, which I was pretty much out of, so I was just stocking up for that and home use anyway. And then I got the sweet potatoes at Aldi. And here I just cut myself, so I'm making sure I'm not bleeding. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this in here to start melting. And I was looking I thought I still had some mixed veggies in the freezer, and I guess I used it all. So I pulled out my celery and carrots out of the freezer from my produce box. I still have quite a bit. This and one other package. So I'm going to cook this up with it for a veggie in it, along with the rice. I was going to do garlic, but I'm being a little lazy. We got our Thanksgiving, well, that's melting. We got our fall stuff down inside the house. We're waiting for the outside stuff till next weekend after Thanksgiving. We got our tree up. We'll decorate that tomorrow, so you might get a picture of it tomorrow. But while that's melting, I'm going to go ahead and put some of the carrots and celery in. Let's see if I can get more of the carrots. Maybe. There we go. It's all at the bottom. All right, that should be good. And this is one good way to get your veggies in for a stir fry. And the seasonings are already in the box, so that's always good. For the General Tso's sauce, I did get the bottle from Aldi. I think that's about the cheapest I've seen around. It was like $2.09-ish, I think, for a bottle, which is pretty good. So we'll see how this brand and style is. So I'm going to go ahead and bump that up. And while we're waiting for that to melt and heat up a little bit more before I add the rice, I'm going to go ahead and get my flour for my chicken ready to go. I think I'm just going to use regular all-purpose flour. And normally I thought about doing an egg wash But I think I'm just going to do a light dusting of flour on the chicken and put it in the pan for a little coat. I might go ahead and add in some of my, actually, I might do my grilled chicken, sea salt, garlic, and herbs in it as well to give it a hint of something beyond the general sauce. Alright, that looks pretty good. And this is my egg masher for like egg salad from Pampered Chef. I might use that to help with the chicken, moving it from dish to dish. Alright, got that flour seasoned, ready to go. Alright, so I think that's going, and let me get that stirred up. I am going to go ahead and get the rice in. Almost forgot what I was doing. I'm glad my boy's not in here. He'd tell me it's a sign of getting old. But what does he know? But it brings me back to a story my dad would always say, that when he was growing up and my grandparents got to about, I want to say 40, he thought they weren't going to make it much longer. But they made it till their 80s. Alright, so once this browns up a little, if you've done rice roni before, then you'll add the rest of the stuff in it. And I'm smelling the flour. Yeah, I did part of my second week I finished my second week of shopping for the payday this morning. My hubby went with me, trying to get it done before the madness of Thanksgiving grocery shopping hits. So I should go shopping next Saturday or Friday when it's Black Friday, when everybody else is doing Christmas shopping. Go get my shopping done, but I don't know, we'll see. One suggestion I do have though is, okay, we're going into Thanksgiving, next weekend's the end of November, Christmas is coming up. I'm going to start thinking of what I'm going to be making for Christmas, and normally we do appetizers for my side of actually both sides of the family. So I'm going to probably start making a list of ingredients of what I'm going to make. And normally I make about the same thing each year. That way I could stock up each payday or each grocery trip. That way I'm not waiting until the last minute. Except for some of the fresher ingredients. Because whenever we have it here, for my side, I usually do chicken sandwiches, and that's easy. Just throw chicken in I think it's kind of like the Mississippi chicken, and then I just shred it up, so I'll get stock up on that. And then I'll do usually a cheese ball, a dip, a dessert. And who knows what I'll just have to sit down and map it out. Alright, I'm going to bump my other pan up a little. Sure it gets infused. Alright, now my water. Sizzle, sizzle. Alright, so once that boils, I'm going to put the lid on. And let me get my chicken over here. low like the directions say. I just usually still put it down to just a little less than medium. Let me get the timer going. Maybe. There we go. Alright, so let's get this chicken going. Still a little frozen, but I think it's thawed enough. I'm not going to do it very small, but I'm not going to do big chunks either, or try to. And there's one. I'll get another one going. I'll try and do 2 at a time. So I hope this turns out. I figured do it a little different than I did with the orange chicken. I think when I did the orange chicken and we did that where I showed you, I used the popcorn chicken from Sam's where it was breaded. And I guess I could have done almond flour to really go healthy, but we'll just do the... Alright, here we go. I think that's going to work out pretty good with this. I used to sell Pampered Chef. I miss it, but not too much. It's like with Pampered Chef, you don't see parties as much anymore. I'm dropping juice on. I get all this done, and then I'm going to have to take a moment to clean up real quick. All right, I'm going to get this over here. It's a good thing I got to take trash out so I could put all this in there. When I do something like this, I'm always afraid I'm going to not put enough flour in there. I'm glad I think I did. Smelling the rice, smelling pretty good. All right. Howdy. I think the camera went off on me, so I don't know what all it got recorded just now, but I've got everything cleaned up from my mess. I got me a new spatula, just in case if I got juice on it in between the cutting. So here, let me show you the chicken and on how it's doing. I think it's getting close with 2 minutes left on the rice. As I was saying, I don't know what it got what, but probably should have started the chicken sooner, but you learn as you go. One of those things you never know if you I just hope the chicken doesn't get dried out in the process. Once the rice gets done, I'll probably put the lid over here so that way it can steam up real quick and get done. So do y'all have to work this week, or do you get any of the days off? I know my boy, who's got school Monday, Tuesday, off the rest of the week. Hubby and I have to work Wednesday, so I'll probably do do my part of the cooking. Probably do Cheesecake Tuesday, and then some of the stuff I've seen, but otherwise it looks pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pour in the sauce, or pour in the sauce. Like I said, it looks pretty thick. Let me get this stirred in. As much as my boy's been eating. My boy, he's not a big fan of Cracker Barrel, but he usually gets the breakfast, and you would think he hadn't eaten for a week. He plowed through it and ate so quick. But that's a teenage boy for you. Alright, so I'm going to put this on semi-low and let it cook for a few. So sauce cooks, heats up, and chicken, make sure it gets cooked through, and then we'll come back and plate up. Hey, we're back. I let that cook for an extra 5 minutes or so, so I'm getting ready to dish up, and then we'll try it, and I can tell you if the sauce is good or not. I did toast up some of the last of the 2-hour crock-pot bread, in case if anybody wanted some. Alright. So the moment of truth. Look at the chicken got done. Or at least this one did, so that should be done. Alright. So far so good. The first bite is not too bad. Let me try one more bite. And it's good not to really have a heavy batter on the chicken like what I did before. And the sauce really isn't spicy like you would think at the store, but otherwise it's good. And I hope you have a good evening. If you like it, please like, and if you like what you've seen, please subscribe. Have a good one. Hey, one last part to this video. My husband thought it tasted the sauce more like teriyaki, but on the flip side, my boy must have liked it because he had a second helping, and this is all we have left. There we go. So that might be his lunch Wednesday when he's off and home. So y'all have a good night and see you soon.